Welcome into another episode of the Power Hour. I am Steve. That is the urban sensation C Red. And joining us tonight is a man that has been, shall we say, rather dominant in the Chicagoland area over the last 6 months. We've got the Mercenary, Garrisaon Creed.
Back.
Welcome to the show.
Back.
Thank you for having me.
Back.
He's back. We had
Don't act like this the first time.
No, it's definitely not the first time. We enjoyed Garrison's company on this program back at the CCW event on October 3rd. He, Marche Rocket, and Shogun Chris Logan joined us for the big go-home show before the big October show. And Garrison, I know you've heard this a million times, and now it's going to be 1,000,001. That main event of Grapple Masters was straight fire, man. Congratulations. You might not have walked away with the belt that night, but I know you walked away with a lot of respect, a lot of fans, and the delight of not only the people in England, but everybody that was watching on Amazon Prime. Well done.
I mean, thank you very much for that. But I like you said, I didn't walk away with the championship. I'm still beating myself over that. It took two men to put me on my ass to put me out of that match. I'm not happy with that. It should have taken a lot more than those two guys, and I still get pinned. So I'm still training. I'm still hitting it hard to be that dominant force, and I will be back in that title picture pretty soon.
I don't doubt that for a minute. I remember sitting at commentary. I remember sitting, with Red in studio listening to you talk. And then I remember calling the match on commentary. And I thought you were pretty impressive. And so much so that I reached out to the board on CSW and I say, hey, we need to pony up some of the dinero and we need to get this guy over here working for us. It took a little longer than I wanted to, but you made your CSW debut finally this past Friday night at Do Unto Others. And, in the biggest match of the night, the high stakes tag team match, Garrisaon Creed walks out of the Berwyn Eagles Club as the #1 contender for Brubaker's CSW Heavyweight Championship title in his debut show. Almost unheard of. I mean, it's almost like Rhea Ripley walking into Raw last night and saying, I'm going to WrestleMania for the championship.
You can't say that. You can't say that. You couldn't say that. You can't say that. Everybody saw that coming.
It's very exciting to be able to work with certain superstars that when they hit the arena, the crowd is going to respond. Makes a general manager and a commentator's job very easy because all you have to do is feed off of the electricity. And what happened at CCW, I was hoping would happen again at CSW, and it did to a point. That match got violent. That match, bad things happened in that match. It was a bad night for the GM.
Are you
for the people involved? You should have expected that.
Like, you got Garrison, the Mercenary.
Right.
Like, how are you shocked? And I'm not taking nothing away from you.
On top of that, Red.
I'm just saying, you put a Mercenary in a match.
Well, on top of that, you have the Chicago style champion Nick Brubaker in there, dominant as he has ever been. You have this rock star Marche Rocket tearing it up wherever he goes, and then you have the ice pick returning from injury, Vic Capri, and you knew he had crosshairs in his eyes.
So that's why I don't I really think, Garrison, that somewhere between this ear and this ear, something is disconnected in Steve up here, because he made this match. So yeah, on paper it looks great. You didn't think it was gonna be a war?
Well, I did think it was going to be a war. In fact, I counted on the fact that it was going to be a war. I counted on the fact that I wanted the crowd to walk away from that show in Berwyn at the Legendary Eagles Club thinking they had seen something spectacular, and they did, and then some. But what I wasn't expecting was the reaction of the ice pick Vic Capri. And then after the victory, the guy that I handpicked, the guy that I said, you know what, I'm bringing this soldier here. I want him in this match. I want him to take that next step at CSW. Not only did he take the next step, but he also took a step right at me and said, "This is all your fault. I'm going to make you pay for it." You can see it on the video footage that was shot that night. My guy, the man I have been trumpeting for half a year, stuck it in and broke it right off.
Well, what do you expect, Steve? I mean, we had the rounds were flying, the artillery was going, the bombs were going off, and the smoke was filling the place up. When it all cleared out, didn't you think I was going to be the guy standing?
Garrison, time out. You're talking lingo that he has no idea about. You're a Desert Storm vet. I'm a Desert Storm vet. So, but take out the Desert Storm. We're vets. He has no idea what live combat is like.
That's absolutely
none.
At the end of that match, there were bodies strewn all over the place. You had Marshe Rockett knocked out on his back. You had Brubaker in a neck brace in the locker room area getting beat on by Vic Capri. Did you have any doubts that this soldier wasn't going to be the guy standing at the end of the night? I sure as hell don't think that crowd was expecting it.
No, and it was, the match, although it was violent and things happened that I didn't expect. For example, what I didn't expect was Vic Capri to come in as hot as he did with such animosity.
Why?
And do what he did to Brubaker within the first 38 seconds of the match.
Why?
Because Vic's a professional.
Dude.
It looks like he did what he did professionally to me.
Between this ear and this ear, there's a disconnect here in there with him. Steve, Vic Capri, even though different company, debut show, and he gets injured, right?
Right.
Didn't he have to relinquish, if I'm correct, that title?
I did have to strip him of his title back in September.
So you stripped him. Okay. Yeah. So that's even more of from here to here, there's a disconnect up here. So you stripped the man of his title.
Yes.
And for months, understand, Steve. Now, Garrison, maybe you'll understand this. I get it. When you're injured and you're rehabbing, you have nothing but time. Nothing but time and animosity and hatred, and your blood boils. And every time you go to therapy, every time you hit the gym, every time you go for a run, all of that is inside of you. So how could you not think that this man who's coming back from a major, not minor injury, a major injury, and you stripped him of his title? And the first show he comes back, you don't give him a title match, which he should deserve. You put him in a four-way, a tag team, really, and it turned out to be a four-way against an all-day superstar, the current champ. And in his eyes, somebody he's only seen footage of. Do you know how disrespected he felt when you announced that match? So now his anger was here, and you just took it here. So, as Garrison told you, this your fault. This is all, see, let's be honest. I saw the card, beautiful card. I was impressed. I'm sure every fan at Berwyn Eagles Club got more than their money's worth. Trust me, I believe they did. But when you this is what I need you to get. When you're sitting down in your little office, you need to think about these things. You really do. Because now at the next show, I just want you to think about this concept. As much as I like Brew, but you just put a mercenary in the ring alone with your champ. And I'm gonna be honest, I've seen footage of Garrison, and then I watched him that night back in October. I watched him. Damn. He was damn. And I love Marche. You know that. I've got nothing but respect for the champ, Chris Logan. But damn, I did not think that match would go that way. Because I saw the Mercenary have his sniper rifle pointed, ready to shoot on 2 targets. And now you put him alone? No, there's nobody else. Nobody. I see a new champ, and he's sitting in front of me. His name is Garrison Creed.
You might be right. And let's be clear. You misspoke just a little bit.
Might be right.
Might be right.
Didn't I tell you Tom Brady will win the Super Bowl?
You did.
Okay.
But you keep saying I put him in this match. I put him no place. He earned this title.
Who?
Garrison Creed.
I'm not saying, but you did it.
Yes.
You
Sure.
Again, you could have put anybody else in. First of all, it was disrespectful. That's just my opinion.
Incorrect.
But you decided very disrespectful.
Wrong answer.
Disrespectful. I'm speaking
There's
for
somebody
Vic.
in the peanut gallery that isn't running the show, man.
I'm speaking again.
It's nice from the cheap seats, from your veteran high throne, wherever you veterans sit. You know, I'm tired of that nonsense, okay? Until you walk a mile in my shoes, old red, I don't need your opinion.
Dude, I was running promotions before you even thought of it.
But you're not right now, so sit down in the cheap seats and don't worry about it.
First of all, dude, what are you doing? Sitting your fat ass at commentary while in June I'm lacing up boots.
I'm gonna make some popcorn.
We'll see that. We'll see about that.
That's not we'll see about it. I'm already announced on the card, right?
You are.
Yes.
I got a pair of boots too, man. Anybody can lace up a pair of boots, brother. Let's see what you do in the ring. We don't know.
I've been lacing boots for 18 years. Dude, don't try to discredit my resume when I've held titles. I've held championships. What have you done?
Not held champion.
A whole lot of this.
But see, this
a
is not,
whole lot of this.
not
Just like, again, you hate to rub salt in wounds, but while your fat ass was sitting up there thinking you could win Renee, win Miles, we pulled the wool right over everybody's damn eyes.
It seems like the dog still got a few tricks. But see, right now, it's not about Steven C. Red. Right now, it's not about our problems. It's not about,
but it is about it's not my problem. It's your problem. Because you just unleashed a mercenary on CSW.
Right.
You just released a mercenary. Do you understand the military term for mercenary?
I do.
Do you get that?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
I feel sorry for the entire locker room. I feel sorry for everybody that's going to face him.
And Red, right now, the majority of that locker room is safe. The only person right now that I got my crosshairs trained on is Nick Brubaker.
And I feel sorry for him.
And here's the thing. And I gotta say, right before he hit that V trigger on my chin, which is still a little bit sensitive, I do gotta take my hat off to Vic Capri, because he's already done half the job for me. Nick is hurt.
Indeed.
He's holding what I'm looking at now as my belt, my championship, my gold, and he is hurt. He's a wounded animal, and I'm a hungry beast let loose on the zoo. So, Steve, you put me in that situation. You knew that I was going to be very well capable of taking away my opportunity from that.
I did.
And with a little slight help from Acid Jazz, whatever him and Marche's got going on, that's not my issue. That's between them.
No, he started this issue.
Me?
That's between them. Yes. I am no longer concerned with Acid Jazz or Marche Rocket. You know what? Yeah, Marche took the pinfall. Acid Jazz may have been out there to taunt him a little bit, do something. I'm not exactly sure. I just hit Marche with a little dirt nap, put him to sleep, laid him out, sung him a little lullaby, took my opportunity, and declared myself to the entire Chicago-style locker room there that I'm going to be the guy in charge, that I'm going to be the guy taking on over here shortly.
I hope so.
What are your thoughts on that, Steve?
Well, I hope
you know Red's on board.
I hope you do take over. I hope you do take charge. And the first thing you need to do is get rid of that GM. I'm just saying. Oh my God.
Well, that's one man's opinion, and you're entitled to it. Garrison Creed certainly made.
How'd that Cody and Cody thing work out for you?
Well, that's another.
Anyway, back to you, Garrison. It's your show. It's all about you tonight.
All right. Well, what's the next question to shoot? Play it off. I've got a whole plethora of stuff coming on.
I personally want to know what was your, and I pretty much can guess, but knowing you had a tag team match, what was your train of thought going into this, knowing that there was one objective you needed to get to?
Respect. I was in a ring with three of the most prominent, dominant figures in professional wrestling in the Chicago area. Nick Brubaker, Marche Rocket, and Vic Capri. All of us wanting that pinfall, all of us wanting to win, and all of us wanting to take the main event of the next show. I am the youngest guy in that ring, the greenest guy in that ring, the only one who really has to establish his name in the Chicago area. I walked into it going, everybody in that building and everybody in Chicago involved in professional wrestling is going to know the name Garrison Creed by the end of that night. And I felt the ripple effect as that 1, 2, 3 went on down, and that entire room gasped and everybody ran out of air because they were not expecting it.
He's not. He's not wrong. That's exactly what happened at the end of that match. After Vic and Brubaker melee began and they started to fight up the stairs into the kitchen, it was a mess. And then Acid Jazz certainly came in and made his presence felt, but he also did this previously, so not exactly the biggest surprise. But the opportunity was there. Garrison Creed took the opportunity, got the 1, 2, 3, and absolutely shocked the world in his debut, securing the #1 contendership for the CSW heavyweight title. Now, Garrison Creed said a lot in what he just said. Brubaker's injured. Brubaker got pile driven on a steel chair on his shoulder, on his neck and shoulder, kind of a combo planner. He was hurt. We had to carry him out. The referees had to carry him out. We had to get him medical attention immediately. Now, fortunately for everybody involved, Brew is one tough son of a bitch, and he came back and got some retribution on Vic Capri. I don't think that situation has resolved itself in any way. I thought this was going to be a fantastic match, and it was, but it was fantastic for different reasons than I had in mind. You're saying mistakes were made putting this thing together, volatile combinations, and bringing a mercenary in with everybody in his scope. Well, that was absolutely true. But what Garrison Creed said about respect is what I was hoping would make this a compelling match. You've got 4 of the biggest names in the planet in the Midwest right now. You've got the Ice Pick. He's an icon, a legend. You've got All Day Marche Rocket, who right now, as we speak, is tearing it up on NWA Power. And you've got our resident champion, the Filth King, Nick Brubaker, who has been champion for quite a while in CSW. So there you had what should be a vaunted marquee match that is genius by everybody. Now, Vic Capri's situation, maybe I didn't think that through 100%, but since he returned in record time, you see, when you have a tricep injury like he did, you're usually on the shelf for 8 months to a year. That was the initial prognosis.
Vic 5, 6 months.
Pardon?
What was it? 5, 6 months he was back?
He was back in 4 months, almost 4.5 months is when he made his debut. It's not human. He is not a human being. He is a machine. Now, obviously, we know that he is a very tough son of a bitch. That's neither here nor there. But to conquer an injury of that magnitude that quickly, had I known it was going to go like that, he wouldn't have been stripped of his title. That was the whole thing. We were going to be laid off for a while. He wasn't able to defend his title. So I had every provocation and justification to make that decision. And you can't deny that. But you'll try.
I can't deny that.
You can't.
Dude, as you say, Vic is a legend. He's an icon.
No doubt.
Do you think this is the first injury Vic has had?
No, certainly not.
And Vic, for whatever reason, I don't know what doctors he sees, if he sees them doctors in Connecticut or Florida or who he sees.
Guatemala.
Vic never sticks to the timetable. I've never seen anybody that can get a major injury and cut that time in half. This time, he cut it down to a third.
Exactly.
So how did you not figure? Again, you stripped. You didn't ask the man, like, hey, are you going to be back soon? Or,
that's
what,
not true.
What do you think we should do? You go out there and you strip him of his title.
You're wrong. You're wrong there. We did talk. We did have a conversation. And
do you think, Steve, ask any champion, ask anybody holding the belt, if they want what they have earned, what they have bled for, what they have sweated for, if they want that just taken away?
Of course they don't. That's not my point. Of course, that was a difficult thing for me too. Nobody wants to be the guy that takes the championship away from a guy.
But you did it. But you did.
It had to be done.
And so, now you're paying for it.
Well, now I'm paying for it. Absolutely 100% accurate. And he's threatened me personally. So my safety is certainly in question at the next show on April 16th. Because
all I know is I'm looking for your safety out your window. So if I tell you to run, that means probably because Vic Capri is standing right behind you, looking through your window.
There are plenty of people looking to get over on me.
I know you keep stirring the pot, dude. And here's the thing, Steve. I care about you. I truly do. I truly do. But you keep stirring the pot with everybody in this business, and at some point, someday, see.
Here's the thing.
At some you go, and then I have to go over and console your wife and kids, and I gotta buy them chicken dinner, out of my pocket.
I'm sure that'll happen. That's hard to believe coming from you. Moving on to Garrison Creed. Now April 16th, we were talking about the big match now. Possibly a wounded Nick Brubaker versus the Mercenary for the title. Now, here's a question now that my head is on a swivel and I see the forces of evil surrounding me, as it were, what do you do to ensure that you get a one-on-one title match with Brubaker? Because you got a guy that's out there that's a bit of a loose cannon right now, and he backs up everything he does. What are your thoughts on maybe that match, being interrupted at some point?
Let me bring it back a little bit. I'm going to bring it back to the desert, back to the streets of Iraq where I was. We never had any of the enemy come on out, wave a flag, say hi, I'm over here, we're going to attack you now, we're going to start shooting at you in 3, 2, 1, blah, 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 blah. No. It was always a surprise. And when they would attack you from one direction, it was to get your head down. To get your head down in a position where the guy from your side is going to be able to take a better aim.
It's called flanking, Steve. It's called flanking. Something, that you should realize. But okay. I'm sorry, Garrison. Go ahead. I just had to, because he doesn't,
Gotcha, Red. Thank you very much. I'm used to having to watch my sides and my rear for the flank. When I get attacked on one side, I'm expecting the main attack to come from another. So come April 16th, when I'm in the ring with Nick Brubaker, you don't think I'm going to be given the side eye looking for Vic Capri to come on out? Is he going to be jumping Nick? Is he going to be jumping me? Both of us? Where's Marche? Where's anybody else in the back that's hungry enough to try and get the title? I'm waiting. If they want to jump into that ring, it's game on. Anybody in there that's in my crosshairs has got to watch for it. That's my game plan. That's what I'm prepared for.
That is a solid game plan. And, I meant to say this earlier when Red brought it up earlier. Both of you gentlemen have served our great country, and we owe you both a debt of gratitude. Certainly thank you for your service. You sometimes forget, these things. And when you get to look at people that have actually been there and done that and have had flanking and had to watch their six, you realize that, these are people that you should respect. And I do, and I appreciate it. That's shoot.
I appreciate it, but when you're in war, you watch your 6, you watch your 9, you watch your 3, you watch every spot available. And the crazy part is that's what makes us dangerous in this business, because we aren't surprised. We don't get caught off guard.
We react.
Again, he doesn't get maybe now, see, you said it, so maybe now he understands action, reaction, consequences. See, he doesn't get it.
And here's another point that I've been trying to get across, especially on my own live stream, Garrison Creed Shooting Range. I'm way more cheap plug there if you like that, by the way.
I do. Say it again.
More Garrison Creed Shooting Range. Also, tonight live on my fan page off Facebook after 10. I am way more than a soldier, prim and proper, dressed right dress, standing straight and tall in a suit. I ain't made to be going into your local VA parade and standing and saluting and waving Old Glory. You're not going to see me praising the red, white, and blue. What I did and what I was trained for was to go down and do the dirtiest of the dirty over in the pits, in the ground, in the trenches, and the streets. I was made to fight and win it by any means necessary. And for some reason, we've glorified the soldier in such a way that they all think that we follow the rules and we're all great and prim and proper. No, we're coming out of the mud, the grit, covered in blood. We don't fight clean. We fight to win, and that's by any means necessary. And if we got to come on out looking like we tore through the pits of hell itself, well, then so be it.
And see, people don't grasp the concept that when you're in that situation, it's you or them. And I'm sorry. It's about me. I'm making it back. And not in a damn body bag, not with a tag toe.
And now in this day and age and in this environment, it's him or me in the professional wrestling ring, and you're going to put that old gold belt on the line. Guess who's walking away with it?
Another reason to be very excited about April 16th as CSW returns to Franklin Park for the first time in a long time. We're excited to have it. And Garrison, we're glad to have you on the roster, and that will be a match to behold for sure. Also, we will see Garrison Creed in action at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling on June the 12th as he enjoys his second stint at the Grappa Masters videotaping. So, Garrison, things that we talked about that early in the show didn't work out exactly the way you planned back in October, but you're back. And this time you're mixing it up with one of the most ferocious forces in CCW in Zeke Kickham. We watched Zeke and the Ewok go through one hell of a hellacious battle back in October. And now you've drawn his name at this particular show. And, you're the mercenary. He is a portrait of violence in a way that I've never seen. What are your thoughts on your opponent for June 12th at Michigan City?
He better go and, tape up those fists all nice, wrap rope around them, whatever old farm boy wants to do to come on and bring it. I have a lot to prove now. I walked away from Chicagoland without the Chicagoland Championship. You know how much that eats away at me? That's sitting right here. Every time I'm in the gym, every time I'm out running my miles, every time I'm doing my pull-ups, every time that I'm in the ring training every little bit, I have this little nagging sensation right here that goes, you didn't get the job done. So I have a point to make at the next Chicagoland taping, is to prove to get myself back in that main event picture, back in that title picture, and get that strap around my waist. So ooh, Zeke, go right on ahead. Bring what he needs, that he feels he needs to get the job done. Bring it. Over prepare. We'll throw the ref out. We'll throw the rules out. We'll make it no DQ if it has to be done. Whatever. I'm going to be that much more prepared. That much.
C-Red, being one of the veteran guidance figures in the locker room at CCW, as far as, you know, not a guidance, but a vet. You're a vet. I'm speaking to your veteran status. Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You have a different view of the matches. You tell me all the time in just about every show we have, you look at these matches, you sit back there, you watch them, because you never know when Garrison Creed is going to run up against the ARC.
Oh,
so,
I know when that's going to happen. Never.
Yeah. So you study
Smart
these
man.
matches.
Smart man.
You study these
ain't
matches,
crazy.
and you know, you prepare for things. What would C-Red do to prepare for someone like Garrison Creed?
First of all, don't even try to put me in this situation. Don't. Not gonna happen.
Smart man.
As Matumbo would say, no. So, let's be honest. Did you were at the last show, right? You hadn't been at the bar drinking. Okay. So we were both impressed by Zeke. Power, right?
Yes.
Raw power. But you saw our guest, though, right?
I did. Twice now.
Not taking nothing away from Ewok, but I think Amish man is going to be just Amish. Like, go churn some butter, dude. Milk a cow. Stay home. Knit a quilt.
Knit a quilt.
I believe they don't have sex, do they? So he can't do that. So whatever you do, read a book by the candle. I don't stay home. I'm trying to help you here, dude. Just I'm trying. You heard? See, again, Steve, and my point was proven, and I didn't even say it. Did you hear what Garrison said? How October. Now I want you to think about this. This was October, and we talking about June. But since then, every time he goes and he runs, he works out. It's in the back of his head. You did the same thing with it. But anyway, Zeke, I don't see it ending well, because now Garrison again. See, this is totally different ball game. There is no 2-on-1. Do you grasp the concept? It is mano y mano. He doesn't have to study tape on anybody else. He doesn't have to look at his six and worry about that. See, that's the difference between John Bullard and yourself. You know, at CSW, you know, you don't have to worry about people running in constantly, show after show. I'm just saying it happens at CSW. I wonder why, GM. Anyway, he's focused on one person. And do you think Garrison Creed is not about? See, okay, I was getting ready to give a Claymore analogy, but he won't get it. So, but you will. Safety off. Gone.
Enemy.
Gone. Done. I'm just and the funny part is, that dude in that other company calls the Claymore. Dude, that's not a Claymore. But what I believe Garrison is going to extract on Zeke is going to be a mortar round, a Claymore, and a M60 all combined. And at the end of the night, if you thought somebody else, yeah, picture it. It ain't pretty. EMTs better be on standby. If not, the closest funeral home.
Wow, that is
Maybe a horse and buggy. I don't know.
buggy.
I think Amazon might have to up the rating for this show.
Dude, we ain't gonna be able to show the match. That's the one match that I'm scared we're going to have to, when all the footage is done, we're gonna have to say we can't play this on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, we got a few of those. We got guys cutting ears off. We got guys kidnapping people. We got mercenaries looking to deep six people, so to speak. Garrison, I want to ask you a broader question. Since we've gone specific. You've worked in a lot of places. You've worked all over the world, countries and all across the US. You've wrestled everywhere. What is your opinion of the two promotions that we're talking about tonight, Chicagoland Championship Wrestling and CSW? What are your thoughts? What do you like? What don't you like? What's been your impression so far? You're becoming quite a popular guy amongst the boys and amongst the promotions. You're a top star.
Some of the best places. I mean, both locker rooms are incredibly hungry. You have a lot of guys who, whether or not they've touched a little bit of fame or they're still reaching for it, but either way, they're still striving to get more. That's what you need in every locker room. And on top of it, they're not trying to take it and steal it all for themselves. They're trying to help everybody else get to that next level, giving tips, giving feedback on the matches. Everybody's working together, which is not something that you always get. That's what I like about those two promotions. You show up, everybody shows you respect. They, let you know what's going on. You're talking with the admin right away, so you know what's the business of the evening, what's the night, here's your pay. All that's all taken care of. So all you got to focus on is what you do in the middle of that squared circle. So those
do that at CSW? They pay you?
Did for me quite handsomely, really.
Wow. Times have changed, huh?
Wow.
I mean,
at least you're doing one thing right, Steve. Hey, just saying.
Yeah, not taking me off.
In CCW, John Bullard has put together something pretty special. We all are pretty excited to be a part of that. What is your impression of the way John Bullard runs CCW?
Ambitious. And I'm talking about his not just his central focus with Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, but how he wants to make that into more of a conglomerate. That's a small piece of the much bigger puzzle for John. Now that he's working with Powered 4 TV out of England. He's working with Lucha Libre, Guerreros Aztecas, Lucha Boom. He's creating this worldwide network so we can do talent exchanges. We can further get our name off in other places. Germany, England. We're talking with Elevate Pro down in Louisiana. We're talking with the companies down in Mexico. I'm pretty sure that he's got a whole bunch of other companies that he hasn't told me about yet that he's already been dealing with. But he's trying to make this worldwide network so that way we can be more easily accessible for everybody to get good work at many different locations in a post-COVID society. He wants to take care of everybody and make sure that everybody is eating well once we get out of COVID and once we can travel and once we can take our art or our version of tactical violence, our wrestling, whatever you want to call it, and take it on the road to as many places and get as many fans as we can.
Let me ask Garrison a question. Garrison, If it's too personal, you don't have to answer.
Well, if it's too personal, that's your fault. If you're asking it, I'm going to answer.
Did you take the vaccine?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I'm
And
on a list.
here's the reason why I feel we probably should be safe.
Because of all the other crap they already injected us with?
Dude! Nobody understands those shots. Nobody understands when you're going overseas how many shots you have to have. And
my ass was sore for a week.
Dude, and they stand there with these guns and inject both of your and step down. I'm like, dude, I should never have the flu, the sniffles, a common cold. Malaria, I'm just saying.
Anthrax.
Dude, we got shots for everything. Gas. So I'm like post COVID. I'm like, ain't I already I'm cured of that, right? Okay.
I'm kind of wondering if I already had it. It got into my body, saw all this other stuff that was supposed to, put in me to stop any other disease, and went, oh shit, where the hell did I walk into?
Right, like it was like, yeah, I'm about to take this dude. Look at all these. Never mind. I'm gonna make him blow his nose, and I'm gonna leave in the tissue. That's what I'm gonna do. But I agree, Garrison. This dude, I've never seen anybody like Bullard. Nobody.
Yeah, he's a very ambitious individual, and I feel privileged to be able for the opportunity to work with him.
I'm privileged and honored, like you said, but dude, it's like every time you think, like we go up and then we plateau and we think, oh, okay, we're at a good spot. Then he drops another bomb and then we take back off. And it's like, we ain't did nothing.
And can you just imagine when we run quarterly, or hell, when we even get to running monthly shows from?
I'm just ready. I'm just saying, I got my passport. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Me and Garrison can be on the first plane to London. Steve, you can catch up. Third, fourth trip, something like that.
Hey, just put
you
me
know,
on that charter that does the loop with all of them.
Oh, you know what, Garrison? So we'll fly United, and we'll put Steve on Spirit.
United, Southwest,
but the Southwest go to London.
Make them.
Oh well, I mean, we can. I mean,
God, I'm pretty sure I could find a pilot.
I bet. I'm sure you could.
Oh, the respect that I get just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Of course it does.
We were talking about John Bullard. I think one of the things that I admire the most is he promotes better than just about anybody I've ever seen. You're always getting information about something he's doing or something new he's doing. You had mentioned all the cross promoting with Elevate and Lucha Boom and all of those things, and all the platforms you can see the product on: Fight TV, Powered4.tv, Amazon Prime. The product is out there and is easily consumable just about anywhere you get product like wrestling. And I think he's very savvy when it comes to promoting what he does, and I think that resonates. How many other promotions do you know of that are as visible and have only had one show? One show is all we've done.
Did you just really ask that question? Did you really just ask that question?
What are you talking? What?
I've been in this business 18 years, dude. No company out of one show has, think about everything he did before the show.
Right.
Before the one show.
Mm-hmm. Then
we have the show, right? And look at all the stuff he's done since then. Dude, that's again, disconnect from here to here, up here. Because it's unheard of, dude. Unheard of. And
my point.
What you're not grasping, and maybe you do, and I'll even give you that. I think you do. This dude makes you want to work for him.
Yes, that is
You
exactly.
you
That's
don't
100%.
feel. I've worked at companies where you feel like, and Garrison, if I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
You feel like you're just a body there, dude. Like you're just a body. Like nobody, cares. You know, like if you
No
die,
story.
if you
Argument for
die
gas
right
money.
there, nobody's going to, oh, how are we gonna replace this dude? No,
Don't even play your music.
right, or make your music wrong or whatever, So I've only worked for one other person that has motivated me, not saying other people, but motivated me to want to be better. John Bullard is one of two men. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'll say the other one, Mike Quackenbush, whether people like him or not, personally. I have nothing but respect for the man. He's always treated me kind. So I have no problem with that. But John Bullard, dude, again, you know my story. So to be at the base of this and now this, like, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if he tells us we're gonna be the first promotion to run on Mars. I wouldn't be shocked.
He knows Elon Musk.
He might. He just might.
He might. I'm just saying,
Elon.
every time you turn around, it's like they say, when you think you've got him figured out, he changes the question.
That's a true statement. That's absolutely accurate.
And I mean, that's but respect. And if you pay attention to everybody in that locker room, guys are constantly promoting a show. They come on here, they go on his podcast, they go on other podcasts. They're promos and everything pushing a show. Like, dude, think about it. Garrison, you've been, I'm sure, working for companies, and you get the text or the Facebook message from the promoter. Hey guys, I need you to promote the show. I need you to share this on your wall. I need you to sell tickets. Like, dude, I have no problem with saying it first on our show. We're 35 at last I counted, 35 seats away from a sold out show. And we still got what? 2 months left? 2, 3, 2.5?
Yeah.
Something like that. Not well, this month is almost over with. So April, May, really.
Chicagoland's going to be a sellout. Chicagoland was a sellout last time. We got plenty of time. It's going to be a sellout.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. We've got more seats now than we did before.
And you know
so
what?
To be 35 post-COVID,
even more seats, and we're going to have more viewership.
Dude, I see us pushing people away, and that's scary. We're going to have to find a bigger venue.
And what's the problem with that?
Nothing. I mean, I ain't complaining, but think about it. When have you ever noticed that normally happens?
Only
and it's not because
elbow grease into it and become bigger. When they want to put in the work and actually do something and make a product worth it for more people to come and see.
But that's what I'm saying. John Bullard makes you want to do that. Exactly. He makes you want to do that. You don't look at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, at least I don't, and you say, okay, I got this date, I got that date, and you look and you see on your calendar Chicago Championship Wrestling, Chicagoland, and you be like, what can I do to step my game up for the next show, for this upcoming show? What can I do? And everybody, it's like everybody is in. And never will I call him a Pied Piper. Never. Because I've heard that term being thrown around. That people are just following. No. This dude is the real deal. He has heart. He has passion. He has a drive unlike anybody I have seen in a long time.
And
So
good. It's needed in this business.
it is. It's a breath of fresh air. Do you know you get tired of working for companies and you get this promise, you get that promise, and they don't happen, you know? And again, I take nothing away from Steve being a GM, you know, but he still has a board to answer to. And, you know, he can
Steve,
come up with
now that
ideas.
you got a mercenary on your roster, you know, take care of that board for you, you know.
You know, but
Starting to think that maybe I need to employ the mercenary in a different way. Maybe that'll help me achieve order in some way. That's something to think about.
Why you didn't think about that from jump?
Personal security. I could do both.
We'll talk. We'll talk about that for sure.
Where have you been? Like, were you not? Did you not watch his last interview with us?
Now, Red. Shh. We'll talk some numbers right after the show.
After the
Please
show,
get paid. But clearly he wasn't paying. Disconnect.
one more thing about Bullard that I think you guys all but said, but I want to come out and say it. His special gift, his superpower, if you will, is he's got the amazing ability to empower the people around him, to make you feel like you can do anything. And if you can empower someone to take it up a notch, to be better than they are, or maybe become better than they are, well, then you're something special. And I think that's what he does at CCW. He empowers the people around him to be, and that's the greater than the sum of the parts. It really is a spectacular situation. And June 12th is going to be another step in that direction. And we will see all kinds of great matches, including the Mercenary versus Zekiko.
Just in that comment that you made about how John Bullard makes everybody step up their game and gives the best that they can. I hope, here's my hopes from this soldier right here, that not only am I stepping up my game, because I mean, I'm sure that over the last couple of months, Steve, that you've seen me consecutively. I don't think that there's been a time that you've seen me not be better than the last time. And I'm hoping that what you just said about John, Zeke has the same mindset. If not anything, just to go on out there and give me his best, so I know what I'm trying, who I got to overcome, to pull the best out of me for him. But for all the people in Chicagoland Championship Wrestling there to watch on that show, for Amazon Prime, for Powered 4, I want to give them the best. So I want Zeke to have that same mindset, up his game, make me up my game to give everybody a better show.
I see it happening, but I still see the result being the same. Stay home. Stay home. Zeke, I like you. Stay home. Churn butter. Knit a quilt.
Oh, come on.
Read a book.
Stop the quilt knitting. We've got
again. Hey, have you ever wondered, like Amish, like they have kids, but they don't have sex. So how that happen?
Well, we've just taken the Power Hour to some place that I never thought it would go.
I don't know everything. I know you think I do, but I don't know everything.
What goes on in the mind of C Red?
It's just one of those things that make
Amish Kama Sutra.
See, that's a good one. I don't know. Is there?
Should make t-shirts on that one.
You know,
Kama Sutra.
I just want to know.
It's that time on this show where we do our little segment that we like to call Rapid Fire. And what we do with Rapid Fire is we're going to give Garrison, we're going to name a few names in this business, and we're going to get his honest opinion up close and personal, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, be honest. The choice is yours. And we're going to start with
Again, give you a warning. You're asking, I'm answering.
I understand. Tonight, we're going to start with the man that's making his debut on NWA Power tonight, a man you know very well all day, Mr. M80 Marche Rocket. What are your thoughts on Half Man, Half Amazing?
My chest.
I'm with you there, man. I'm with you on this very show.
Okay, so can we all agree? Can we all agree? Everybody that agrees, raise your.
Did you hear the one shot that I took last Friday? Just one.
There is something that absolutely sucks the air out of the room when Marche Rocket chops somebody and it hits its mark hard. It's like everybody in the building, whether it be in the locker room, the fans, the ref,
I think he got
everybody,
me with 3 fingers.
they go, and you can feel the pressure in the room change when that thing echoes over. But never seen anything like it. Never seen anybody hit that hard.
Dude, I'm gonna give you a quick story real quick. When I was at CSW, there was a young rookie, which was an idiot. And we're all downstairs.
Did he
we're
get his
getting
glasses knocked off?
No, this was another story. And he walks up to Marche and says, "I don't think your chops hurt." He says this in front of everybody.
They hurt. They hurt.
Pre-show meeting ended, and everybody stayed around to watch this. And when I say he riled up, and in this, it was a real locker room. So it's a real locker room. You could hear the vibration flowing through the lockers as he chopped this boy. And everybody just looked and just walked away and said, "You stupid. Why would you? Who asks for that?" Like, that's like Garrison and me and somebody walking up saying, "I bet your M16A2 won't kill me." I used the A2. I had an A2 and assault. I had an A2 assault. They wouldn't let me play with the 60 because I don't know how to not.
We didn't have 60s. We were already up to the M240s. My saw had a collapsible buttstock with a little 30 barrel on it. My saw was this long.
No, that was my saw, but we still had to carry 60s, which sucked.
So much better.
I mean, I love my saw, but the 60 sucked.
No, not the 249, the 240s, the replacement of the M60.
Well, they didn't give them to us. They didn't like my battalion. We still had to carry 60s.
I got the good shit.
See, they don't like us.
You wanted to do the toughest jobs.
Next person.
We're gonna go we're gonna stay. Well, CCW is kind of Marche and CSW is Marche. Let's go back to CSW and let's talk about your opponent on April 16th. The Filth King, Nick Brubaker, has been the champion for a long time. A lot of days he's held that belt cumulatively in his career. What are your thoughts on the Filth King?
Excited. This is a guy that I've wanted to tangle with for quite a while. I wanted to step in the ring with for quite some time. Almost happened when you initially gave me that phone call a couple of months back, and we were supposed to have this happen in November. I was excited.
As was I.
I wanted to jump into it. Canceled. So now, getting thrown into this situation, I wanted to make it happen. So yes, I was going to make sure I grab that opportunity, grab that brass ring, and make it happen at this next event, because I crave to have the Filth King, Nick Brubaker, in the ring at the same time, just to show everybody how good I am with one of the best.
That's a strong statement. And like I said, everybody that I know of, whether it be a fan or the locker room, is looking forward to Brubaker versus Garrison Creed. It's going to be an epic match, and it's going to be one of those ones that you'll look back later on down the road saying, man, I remember where I was when they got on. Let's go to our final one. And I'm going off the script a little bit, off the book a little bit. Not too long ago, my good friend C. Red pulled a bit of a swerve on everybody, and suddenly the ARC is stronger and more vital than ever before in a masterstroke of genius. I don't like to say it, but it's the damn truth. they added a man to their mix that I often wondered what it would look like if Garrison Creed fought this man. And I'm talking about the newest member of the ARC, the man with the concrete fist, Jackson P. Larkin. What are your thoughts on Jackson? Man is a big guy, hits hard, now a member of the ARC and has the entire strength of that faction behind him. That makes him very dangerous in the title picture for sure.
There you go, stirring the pot.
He's doing the figure eights this time. The truth, I haven't come across him. I don't really have much of an opinion, but going off of what you just said and backing up to what C-Red was just saying before, I don't think C-Red wants me pointing in that direction. I don't think he wants me to go in that direction.
I don't. I
think
really
he's
don't.
afraid for his pal. If you point me in that direction, then I might bore through him. So he doesn't want to test those limits. He's got a lot of confidence in his man, but he don't want to test him. He doesn't want that to go on. We'll find some other powerhouse for him to run on through, but he doesn't want this powerhouse to run through him.
He don't get that. He don't get that. You know, I'm smart. And again, that's how we did what we did, Steve.
Exactly right.
I'm smart. So again, I'm not understand one war vet to another. I already know what he's capable of. So then now everybody complained a couple of weeks ago that there was no explosion in the main event of a pay-per-view. You putting Garrison and my mind together, pitted against each other, it's gonna be exploding rings, exploding ring barriers, exploding commentators, exploding TV cameras.
That's not right.
Yes, he gonna pull out every trick he know. I'm pull out every trick I know. It's gonna be a whole bunch of dead bodies. Y'all gonna
clear
think
the table, grab the commentator, put them on the table.
Y'all gonna sit up here and think that we have been invaded by Russia, Iran, everybody that don't like us, North Korea.
Back up. You got North Korea, Russia. Who's paying me?
Bullet. I mean, we'll keep him alive so we can get paid, but everybody else is a casualty.
There you go, John. You're untouchable as usual. Garrison Creed, you are working a lot of places in the near future. We know you're working at CSW April 16th. We know you're working at CCW June 12th. Where are some of the other places that people that are watching this show can find you if they want to see you fight? Because I know you're worldwide.
Operating locations worldwide. We'll be going down. I have a few tapings coming on up for Ohio Valley Wrestling the Tuesdays before and after WrestleMania.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
The Sundays before and after WrestleMania, I just sent him a text message, said, "Hey, Ricky Morton, I'm going to show up at your School of Morton. I'd greatly be pleased if you'd have a spot for me." Awesome, kid. Okay, I can't wait to see you.
I love Ricky Morton.
I'll be coming on down to shoot some bit with Ricky down there. Oh man, he's a sweetheart. I love him.
We had him as a guest on our show, and he and his son, just two absolutely awesome people.
Yeah, I mean they're just so down to earth guys. And then the big news, really, what's coming on up is now that I'm a sponsored athlete through Boot and Heel, bootandheel.com. If you want some good Garrison Creed Mercenary merchandise,
get that merch.
Plug. Along with that, April 9th in Tampa, Florida, WrestleMania weekend, Boot and Heel presents the exhibition, which will be part of Generation Championship Wrestling's longer day-long We Run This Town event. So that's probably the big item that's on the schedule right now, and I'm looking forward to it. And they're pitting me up against former NXT star Antonio De Luca, now known as Mambo Italiano.
Wow, that should be one hell of a match. So if you're in Florida for WrestleMania, check out that show. That should be on fire. And some of CSW's people are going to be down there as well. I know Sky Blue and Saban Gage are going to be down there around that time as well. So Garrison, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, kind of at the last minute, because I wanted to get your thoughts on what happened at CSW. I look forward to seeing what you do at CSW on April 16th. I don't look forward to you getting in my face, but we'll have to work something out. You've given me some new ideas here tonight. C-Red, any final thoughts that don't involve ripping me?
Again, congratulations. I hope it's permanent. That all day Marche on NWA Power. I mean, what more can I say? You know, proud of the guy. You know, Sky Blue, proud of you. You
Another
know,
one.
and again, you know, I just want everybody, you know, to taste a piece of that pie. You know, Jake St. Patrick has been on
He's been tearing it
AEW.
up on AEW Dark. I
You
mean,
know,
we love
your mind too, right there.
so I'm happy to see the guys and gals I know, you know, are as they say, living the dream, baby. As Backwoods said last.
Been on AEW Dark a number of times. When's Fuego del Sol going to get his contract? I mean, the guy's Mr. AEW Dark by now.
I it's a bunch of people. I swear. You know, I wonder, you know, what them contracts is like, because I don't never hear nobody getting released, but I always see somebody else getting on TV. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, talking to buddies Dante and Darius that are over there, Top Flight. They're good. They're taking care of them boys.
No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, you know, but have you had, like, we all heard the news, was it today or yesterday? Andrade got released.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know,
no
you hear
clause.
You
no
know,
90-day non-compete clause.
I know, I heard.
He could be on Dynamite tomorrow night for all we know.
You can show up tomorrow.
Would you be shocked? Would you?
No.
Hell, he could be on NWA right now for all we know.
He could. We don't know.
That's who Marche's fighting. You don't know.
I know this sucks, right? But
$4.99
here when WWE releases somebody, right? I have yet to hear of anybody being released from AEW. You know, so I mean, whatever Tony Khan is doing, hey, big ups to you. I know you ain't gonna see this show. I wish you would. You should watch it. You know, I'm entertaining. He's a pain in the butt, but I'm entertaining. And at times we get along. Believe it or not.
Not often. Sometimes.
We get along off air. It's I guess when we're like this, and maybe it's the COVID thing, Steve. You ever thought of that? It's the COVID thing. You know, we're sitting in front of computers.
All depending on who's stirring the pot.
I know he does that.
Not stirring the pot so much.
Here's the thing. Earlier today, he's stirring the pot on social media and not grasping the concept that every time he stirs the pot, something bad has happened. Again, I don't have to talk about potatoes in the face. I don't have to talk about cake in the face, cake pans in the face, chops. He died once.
Well,
you know,
I came back and it was okay. Listen,
I'm just saying, dude, stop it.
When you get disrespected all over the place, sometimes you do crazy things to try to reach back and grab that respect for yourself.
Dude, I need you to do like Michael Jackson. I need you to do like Michael Jackson. And I'm being serious. I need you to go when this show is over with. And after you do your magic and you upload it for the whole world, right?
Right.
Need you to walk into the bathroom, flip the light on, and look at the man in the mirror. Because all these people can't be wrong.
If you want to make the world a better place, you better look at yourself and make a change. And that's all the time we have for this episode of the Power Hour. For Garrison Creed, the Mercenary, the #1 contender, CSW Wrestling, April 16th, back at Franklin Park. For the man that's going to fight Zeke Kickham, June 12th at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. For the Urban Sensation, C-Red, I'm Steve Aaron. This has been another episode of the Power Hour. We will catch you next week, folks. Thanks for watching, and good night, and watch your six.